और कल आपको बता दें कि बजट जो है केंद्रीय बजट वो पेश किया जाएगा। उससे पहले आपको बताएं कि एनडीए सरकार का ये जो बजट है उससे पहले मिरर नाउ ने तमाम जगहों पर जाकर जो युवा हैं देश के उनसे बातचीत की और ये जानने की कोशिश की कि आखिर उनकी राय में उनके लिए बजट कितना मायने रखता है और उनकी क्या उम्मीदें हैं। ऐसे में हमारी सहयोगी श्रेया ने बजट पर युवाओं से बातचीत की। देखिए पूरा पैकेज।
Team Mirror now is inside Jadavpur University to find out what are the expectations of the youth for this upcoming budget. What are your expectations or suggestions for this budget?
Right now we know that in the educational sector continuously the budgets are dropping, and right now in such a reputed university like Jadavpur University we don't have proper infrastructure. We have lacking about the laboratory infrastructures as well, and about the faculty recruitment we have demands about that all as well. So that's the thing. What I want to say is that the budget should increase, especially in educational sphere and the employment sphere, because if one person doesn't get a proper education, how can we expect that he will get a proper job and the society will progress?
Recently, with the implementation of the national education policy, we are seeing an increase in the privatization. Even what we saw with the new undergraduate courses admissions, the number of students are reducing because they've increased the duration of the courses. So first and foremost, we would ask the government to reconsider this decision, to make the amendments to this and essentially change this policy, scrap it if possible. And as highlighted by my friend before, the like job opportunities, everyone can see what is going on in the country for this. Like, we don't have any words to say at this point.
Number one, 10% to the educational sector, 3% to research. They must consider at the same time the employment ratio must go up in all sectors, medical, all the engineering, or even in the humanities and social sciences. Thirdly, they must focus very much on the primary and higher secondary education, or else, and they must also put enough budget so that all the public funded institutions are increased. Whatever downtrodden situation there is, it must be repaired, and also new institutions must be established.
Through the budget, through the establishment of institutions and through recruitment of faculties, first give the students the exposure that you can go further in academics, because right now we can see an all over frustration among students that I don't have a job, I don't have a research prospect, what will I do?
Well, of course, you heard the students. They say that there has to be more budget for the educational sector, also for the research sector. They also say that the government should consider the educational policies that are in place right now, and they should also consider to have a higher budget for these educational policies.
तो कोलकाता के युवा क्या सोचते हैं वो हमने आपको दिखाया और अब आपको बताएं कि बजट में क्या खास होना चाहिए। मेरा नाउ ने मुंबई के सेंट जेवियर्स के जो छात्र हैं उनसे बातचीत की। देखिए देश के युवाओं की क्या है अपेक्षाएं, हमारे सहयोगी अभिषेक की इस खास रिपोर्ट के माध्यम से।
We are present here at one of the prestigious college, St. Xavier in South Mumbai. The budget, Union budget, will be announced by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on 23rd of July. What are the expectations of students, and especially the students from the Xavier College? Let's start first with the faculty. Ma'am, definitely when it comes to education sector, there are a lot many demands, expectations from this Union budget. Can you highlight some?
Yes, from the perspective of new education policy, Government of India has to invest heavily in state-of-the-art infrastructure, and at the same time government should promote skill-based education among faculty members also.
The government should take certain measures so that the rural people, the rural students are included equally and get equal opportunity to get into education.
I believe that education is a necessity and not a luxury. Every student should be able to afford it no matter where they come from or what their background is. And it is very necessary for the government in this scenario to make it accessible to them.
India should identify that it should harness the power of youth and try to reduce the gap between the skill and the job market. So there should be relevant skills available for the students to match the growing pace of the job markets that are going. That's the way India could really progress towards its goals ahead and become a superpower.
I suggest that as per the new budget is coming up, so we can more fund for the infrastructure development of a college, like for example ramps, elevator, and we can bring up a wide doorway for the students who are in wheelchair. For example, if you see in America, there is an act which has come up which is called ADA, Americans with Disability Act, which supports the college with finance for the development of, for the helping the disabled students to come to college and with the infrastructure of the college. So I'm thinking like if we could adapt that to in our country also, it would help the students in our country.
GST implications on the lower income groups and the groups below poverty line. So GST should be 100% waived off on like student resources, on your hostel accommodations and stuff like that. So that would be a big plus point for the lower income group and the groups below poverty line, I believe.
What government can do is that it can finance, it can promote exchange program, foreign exchange program. The skills and the experience we gain from such exchange programs will help us in getting more job opportunities and better earning potential and job security in the global market.
In this budget, I want to most probably consider into the digital India, digital education of India, because India is today now fast forwardly going into many IT hubs are coming in India, in Bangalore, in Mumbai as well. So India should basically consider a digital education system.
और IIM बेंगलुरु के जो युवा हैं, छात्र हैं, उनका क्या कुछ कहना है और बजट से क्या एक्सपेक्टेशंस है उनकी, ये देखिए इस रिपोर्ट के माध्यम से।
Welcome to this special edition on Mirror Now, where we are at the prestigious Indian Institute of Management in Bangalore. Talking to us today are the young minds who are going to be the future, shaping the country tomorrow. And we're going to get from them today what are their expectations from the Finance Minister as she presents her budget again. Guys, thank you so much for speaking to me on Mirror Now. I'm going to start with you. What are your expectations from this union budget?
Well, many things would be said about new tax regime, old tax regime and the tax relief. But a certain sector is being neglected, which is railway sector. Despite the recent advancement like the Vande Bharat trains, economic corridor, still the safety of the passenger is a major concern.
In 2022 budget, the government has scraped off the very prestigious scholarship which was KVPY. So the government, I think, should incentivize people who follow science, because ultimately science does not give you results in like 5 years, 6 years. It requires a lot of input. So I think government should be focusing more on that. And most of my friends I know, they prefer to go abroad rather than pursue research in India. So I think that is very alarming for our country.
Interesting point that she's pointed out there about how several people, in fact, choose to go abroad. So essentially suggesting that more should be done in the field of research within the country. Over to you, sir.
The main problem right now in the economy is that there is slowdown in consumption. And in the past few years, government has increased public investment, but then the private investment has not picked it up. The private sector as such need to increase in its investment. And there we need better skilled labor to increase that. And for that we will need more job creation and more education.
It's very important for this government to make education more accessible and affordable for the people. One thing that we are hearing a lot, and that should be a focus for this budget, is tax exemption on educational services. For example, especially for the people who are below poverty line or come from not so successful families.
What I personally find very disappointing is that in major developing countries, at least 6% of their budget goes into the education department, whereas it is for us it is very abysmally low. So I would like to see the budget expansion happening in the education sector. And personally, I have worked with underprivileged kids, so I know that the education level when it comes to rural India is very bad, and that is something that has not been improved on since our independence. So many decades have gone by, but the primary education in the rural parts of India, it's very disappointing, and that is something we need to change ASAP. Right now, that needs to work right now.
Unemployment, is it still a big fear that looms large over students' minds while they're still studying?
Yeah, it is a big reason that whenever we students, when we are in the postgraduate programs, we also think about how we would get employment after our educational career in the society. One report said that 91% of engineering students, they are unemployable. So we need to work on that skill development.
India is typically an agrarian economy still. And around 50% of our population still works in the agriculture sector, which contributes to only 15% of India's GDP. Scaling up the education part is important, but education level takes time to reap benefits. So according to that, we also need some semi-skilled and unskilled jobs that are created in some sectors where people can be employable.
There is a mismatch of what we are studying and what the on-job, on-field job is requiring. That is where the government can support industries in terms of, financing with activities, with training, so that we become more employable.
Okay.
I think reservations have long remained a very contentious topic, especially among the student community. And already about 50% of the seats are usually reserved for EWS or the caste-based categories. So now if there would be region-based reservation as well, people would be highly disincentivized to continue studying or working in India, because India is a secular state, but this is regionalism at its peak. So students would prefer if merit is the sole criterion for at least the job market.
Until now, we are focused on growth, to capitalize that it will create good jobs. But now focus should be on creating good jobs, which will in turn drive the growth of our country.
Okay.
There's this distinction between growth and development. So government should focus more on development rather than growth. So in growth, we just measure it in financial terms, or maybe in terms of like profit, market share and all. But when we talk about development, that means how inclusive it is, how diverse it is.
Absolutely.
So I feel that is the main focus, that the government focus should be on economic development rather than economic growth.
All right, thank you so much to all of you. And well, those were the students there of IIMB today talking to us about their expectations from the union budget. And well, of course, one thing that we've managed to find a common thread there is unemployment, jobs and upskilling. That's what the focus of the budget should be, is what the young minds have to say. In Bengaluru, with video journalist Pradeep, this is Neha Hebale signing off for Mirror Now.
और अब आपको सीधे दिखाएंगे कि आईआईटी मद्रास के जो छात्र हैं उनका क्या कुछ कहना और कितनी अपेक्षाएं हैं इस बजट से। देखिए हमारी सहयोगी धरनी की एक खास रिपोर्ट।
Right now standing in front of the IIT Madras campus. So we are going to go inside the campus and talk to students about their expectations from the union budget. And these conversations, these conversations are going to be focused on employment, employability, startup ecosystem and the need to enhance the research and development atmosphere in the country. So let's talk and understand their perspectives and their expectations with regard to the union budget.
In India, there should be a strong research culture, which has been on the rise, but we need to allocate more resources for that, because other countries are speeding past us. For instance, China, USA, UK, etc. Because they are spending so much on research and development, pure research and development, especially China. So we have to spend a lot on not just IITs and NITs, but also central universities across India. So investing on new technologies as well as refurbishment of old technologies, and then classrooms, and then more let's say stipend and then reimbursement for research scholars, as well as new internship opportunities for undergraduate and graduate students.
As a student, I have few expectation, and not only me, other student as well. So first expectation would be we should have good facilities, which is already there, but we should build upon that. We should have more machines and infrastructure. The interest rate of education loan, that looks really high. So if there can be some provision to reduce the interest rate, so some economic weaker section student also can come and study in IIT and take benefit of this.
So really, if you see the laboratories in all other colleges, if you consider the IITs, they are really very good. So earlier they got a really good fund and they improved a lot. But if you take state universities, so especially, then the laboratories and all are not in a good condition. So the problem here comes with the budget. So here in India, they are just putting only 0.64%. They are allocating for research and development. But here in China, and they are allocating around 2.4% of budget. So if you see, if you can increase the budget to 1%, it's really you need to put 3% ideal. But if in India, so you consider you can increase from 0.64% to 1%. It is really good. It can really support the research scholars, because there are a large number of poor students who has excellent talent, but they are just backing up from taking PhDs. So which is again a loss for our country.
We don't have project fundings, right? So we in our lab we do not get research funds, and if we don't have research funds, we will not be able to do any research, because all the field requires basic research, and that takes time. So it's the time taking research, and we need some infrastructure as well as the funding.